Today I'm going to share with you my Veggie-Packed Fool Your Kids pasta sauce. I love this recipe because it basically uses up any leftover vegetables that need eating up from the fridge, and it's a great way to increase the vegetables in your children's diet. I'm also going to share with you today 3 clever and quick and simple ways to increase the nutrient density of this dish by up to 20 times. You're going to love it. It's so simple. So this is such a quick, simple recipe. Everything goes in one pot. I minimize the processes so that it's just really straightforward. So use what you have. I've got 1 onion. And because I'm going to blitz everything, I don't even have to finely chop what I have. And I save all of my veggie scraps into here because I make my own vegetable stock and vegetable stock and chicken stock. So, and you can saute the onions, that will give a bit of extra flavour, but it's absolutely fine to just pop everything in the pot and then just let it simmer in some water or stock or broth. So I've got some zucchini here. I'm just going to slice that up. Whoops, and try not to let any escape. That always happens in this kitchen. We find bits of vegetables everywhere. And some garlic would be great. Just peel that and give it a crush there. We don't need to finely mince that because it's all going to get pureed up. And then use whatever vegetables your kids wouldn't normally eat. So my boys, they are happy to eat red capsicums, but they don't like green ones. So today I'm going to put green ones in there because you want to add different colours of the rainbow into your children's diet because each of the colours represent different nutrient profiles. So, and each of those feed different bacteria in the gut that we want to grow. And I've got some carrot here. Keep the skin on because most of the nutrients are in the skin, and it saves on peeling as well. So that's getting nice and full, and we're going to make a massive batch of pasta sauce, so you need a lot of freezer space and some glass jars to store this. And I tend to make enough pasta sauce to last me for a few months. So it's a really great way to have this in the freezer, and if you're in a rush during the week, just pop some out of your fridge or freezer and have this with pasta, gluten-free pasta, and then any kind of protein you like, some grilled fish, some sausages. I cook this with kebabs and schnitzels as well. So what else have we got? Some celery. I saved the leaves for my veggie stock and my pasta. I keep saying pasta, I don't know why. My chicken broth. Okay. So there's a lot of veggies in here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's looking really delicious. And I've got some pumpkin as well. Now, if your children have a sensitivity to tomatoes, I know a lot of the parents that I work with, they have sensitivities to tomatoes. Don't add that in. Don't add these in. Just add more pumpkin and more sweet potato. Yeah, that's right. And then I'm going to use some kale. My kids would never normally eat kale, so I'm just going to hide lots of kale in here. And this is a great way to get kale off the leaves, is just pull it off there. Okay, and so those are all the main ingredients, all the vegetables are in here. Now I'm going to add some herbs. So I've got some rosemary in the garden, I've got some thyme, very strong, the rosemary in my garden. It smells so strong, so a little goes a long way. So I'm just going to pop that in there, and some thyme as well. You can use dried herbs, no worries. Basil is beautiful with this. And now I'm going to add some liquid. So I'll just show you again, that is looking gorgeous. And I've got some homemade chicken broth in here. Now chicken broth is so healing and so nutritious. It's great for gut health, it's great for the immune system, and that's why it's been used for generations to heal the sick all over the world by various cultures and traditions. So I have about a cup there, but I'm going to fill that up with some more water so that all the vegetables are covered. And then because my children don't have a tomato sensitivity anymore, I'm going to add a jar of passata. I prefer jars of pureed tomato rather than tinned because with acidic foods like tomatoes, they leach the aluminium and the BPA and certain chemicals from the tin. So I tend to go for glass when I'm using tomatoes. You can also chop about 6 tomatoes in there, and that's fine. And then I'm also going to add some tomato paste. So that's a beautiful, rich, thick tomato sauce that we're creating here. So maybe about 4 tablespoons of that. And then you're done. Except if you want to add some really big hitters in terms of nutrient-dense cooking. So my 3 ingredients that I use here is the chicken bone broth. You can use vegetable stock, you can even use water. But that's going to really boost the nutrient profile of this dish. Another great one is my secret weapon here, dulse flakes. That's a sea vegetable, and that will up the nutrient profile of this by up to 20 times because sea vegetables are 20 times more nutritious than land vegetables. And according to the World Health Organization, sadly, our fruit and vegetables are just not as nutritious as they used to be. So things like oranges and broccoli and other fruit and vegetables, their calcium, iron and vitamin C content has dropped between 20 and 30%. And so for our grandparents, they used to eat just 1 orange. For us to get the same vitamin C, we need to eat the equivalent of 8 oranges. So when we add ingredients like this, we're really boosting those nutrients in. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of that in there. And you don't even taste it, but it's going to add such a big difference to your children's health and well-being. And then my last ingredient, purely optional, is yeast flakes. These are really high in B vitamins, and again our soil is depleted in a lot of these nutrients and very high in zinc, so I tend to put about a tablespoon of this in here as well. And then we're really increasing the nutrient profile there as well, so that's great. And then we're ready to just put this on the stove, heat it up for about half an hour, and then we'll just puree it up and serve it in some glass jars. Okay, so I've got my pot with enormous amount of vegetables in it. As you can see, it's already looking really good. All I'm going to do now is turn up the heat, bring that to a gentle boil, then lower the heat so it's a nice simmer, pop on the lid, and let it cook for about 30 to 40 minutes until the vegetables are nice and soft. The last thing I need to add is just some seasoning. So I've got some lovely sea salt and some freshly ground black pepper. So here is my cooked pasta sauce. The vegetables are nice and soft. And I now obviously can't serve it like that to the kids. So I'm going to disguise all this goodness and put it in and blitz it into a beautiful puree. And then I'm going to store it into glass jars in the fridge for up to 5 days or in the freezer for up to 3 months. So that way you always have a gorgeous meal on hand. So I'm going to start blitzing this. And if you have very fussy kids, just keep blitzing until it's really nice and smooth and all the green bits have disappeared. And then that's done. And you've got so much food here to last for months. This will probably last in our freezer for the next 8 weeks, and we'll always have something really nutritious in the freezer to give the kids if we're in a mad panic and don't have anything else prepared. So that's what it looks like. And then when that's really cooled down, what I do is I just get the sauce, pour it in here, and then I just pour in lots of glass jars, and I'll have about 8 to 12 jars. Just think about the quantities that you want to have in the freezer, and then just pop them in the freezer, and you've got a nutritious meal on hand at any time.